update the web map so that it has the most current and up-to-date data. So FME is a data integration platform, and it specifically is an extract, transform, and load. So we have readers. We're going to be reading the survey layers, the points that we inputted onto the map, and also the spatial boundary, the polygon that Chris mentioned earlier, will be the filter that filters out the points that fall outside of the polygon. So the first transformer is to check that the date that was inputted is in the correct format. Once everything passes through that, then it will pass through the spatial filter test. Once again, points that fall outside of this filter, for example, in the lake, it will fail and get passed through into a new, to update the service layer and be deleted. And the data points that do pass, they will go on to the next test, which is the expiration tester. So the last test is the expiration tester, and we want the data points to go through this tester and make sure that it is current and has not expired yet. And this is the operation. It is compared to today's date. And if it passes, then it will go through and be updated into the Excel sheet as well as the Google sheet, which is very current. But if the points fail, then they will go through and get removed and deleted from this layer again, and also be archived into an Excel sheet and a Google sheet. These sheets only hold data that are expired, whereas the Excel sheet and the Google sheet above hold current and up-to-date data and vendors. So I'm just going to run it really quick and show you what happens. So let's run the entire workspace and press run. And you can see that it's going to be pulling in data from online and running through the 3 tests that we have. And so it is complete. Translation was successful. It's stated here that 1 data point failed the spatial boundary test and got deleted in the service layer, and 1 was archived because of the date, and 1 and 3 pass through and are current. And so when we refer to the Google Sheets online, we can see what got archived, which is 1 point due to the date. And then in the survey data, we have 3 points that are current and still currently selling food. And the point that was removed because it was outside of bounds, that's just not added to any of the data sheets. And back to the dashboard, we can notice when we refresh it that the point that was in the lake is now removed. And this is the most current data.
So now we're going to take a look at how the FME Cloud works. After our FME workbench has been initialized, we want to put it inside a server, but a server is connected to the FME Cloud. So first, we have to create an FME Cloud account and then launch an instance. So as we can see here, we already have a Sustainable Cobourg instance, and these are some of the information about the Sustainable Cobourg instance. So if you were to log in here, that would provide you access to the FME server. So now I will pass it on to Kezia to show how the FME server works.
All right, so as mentioned earlier, this is how we run the workbench with this button, but to truly automate it, we want to bring it onto the cloud and in this FME server. So we will select File, Publish to FME Server. And then we add a connection. We added our SC FME server. This is the link that Jim gave us earlier. And then next. And then this is our workbench. And it's already published, so I'm just running this through as a demo. And it says already exists, say yes for now. And then we're going to have all the connections and publish. Prior to publish, we want data download and job submitter. So I'm gonna press publish, but that's do cancel really quick. And then we will go on to the Sustainable Cobourg Cloud, but the web interface for the FME server. We got our credentials, we log in, and then we want to run the workspace. So we put it into the repository Fleming GIS, and the workspace is the one that I just showed you, the workbench. And then data download is what our service does, and it has the Google Sheets connection of Sustainable Cobourg's Google account. So you can press run, but to automate, we wanted to automate it, and so we created one called that updates every 5 minutes. So it'll run the workspace on the cloud every 5 minutes. So to open it, this is what we have. We have the schedule. And to look at it, we have the trigger is the schedule initiated, and the schedule type is repeat on interval. We want it to repeat every 5 minutes, and we just want it to start immediately, and it does not expire. As for the job, the action, we want it to run a workspace. The repository is the Fleming GIS, and the workspace is our workbench from before. And the parameters, we just placed all the data that outputs into a data folder. So just right over here, files and connection resources, and in here. And then so when we run this automation, it will show the jobs that were completed. And these were since it's been running every 5 minutes, you can see that they've been completed. There's a warning sign, and it just has to say that the Google Sheet Writer is not the most updated version, but it still works. And if you wanted to ever change this automation schedule, if you want to change it to every 10 minutes or every hour, you just have to stop the automation to be able to edit it, and then afterwards start it back up again and save it and then start it back up again. And that's how you automate and run it on FME server.
Thank you, Kezia, for going through our FME software. So now at this point in time, Sustainable Cobourg, you have seen our survey for how new survey points can be added to the map. You have seen how the dashboard works and the functionality of it. And also you've seen the back end of the FME desktop and the FME server. So from here on out, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask us. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. It's been a pleasure working with Jonathan and Kelsey. Thank you so much and have a great day.